I need music, and I don't mean just professionally. I think you'll find to some extent pretty well everybody does.
There's this, I can't touch it, I can't see it, I can't grab it, I can't hold it, I can't put it in my pocket, I can't go and buy it, play with it. There's great power in this stuff. It's very powerful. It's an aphrodisiac. It is, it's a huge force, and if we can harness that force, you can, you know, affect all kinds of changes and move huge masses of people.
Finding a way of expressing emotions through music has much in common with communicating emotions through words. In fact, all speech is music. Every sentence has pitch and rhythm. Words and music are natural partners, which is why some of the most inspirational words have given rise to great music. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And conversely, a good tune will give rise to beautiful words.
Now, I've got this melody. It's rolling along. Now, what is in that? What's the story in that? To me, it's like, here's the block of marble, and I'm the sculptor, and I've got to get inside that marble and find out what that sculpture is. There's something inherent in the melody that's telling a story already. And if you grew up, as I did, listening to instrumental music, what does it mean? What did he say? It's fraught with meaning. It doesn't have any words, but it's inherent in that melody as an emotional message. This man is crying out to us from 200 years ago. Bang, 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 bang. You know, the hand of fate knocking on the door. So I had this melody. And the melody is pretty, so I have this propensity to not want to write all pretty words. I want to throw in some few negative things, something that's a little bit disturbing. She can kill with a smile. She can wound with her eyes. She can ruin your fate with a casual lie. She only reveals what she wants you to see. So I've built up some tension in the lyric. She acts like a child, but she's always a woman to me. There's a resolution, and
you come back home again.
Yes.
Let's look at the raw material. So can we, in fact, sometimes communicate more clearly through music rather than words? For Billy Joel, writing a melody enabled him to explain to his daughter one of life's great mysteries.
She asked me this very profound question a few years ago, before she went to sleep. Daddy, what happens when we die? I had an idea for a melody, and I thought this would be the ideal use for this melody. I would explain to my daughter, this is my theory of what happens when you die. The music goes like this. And it became a song. It became this lullaby, which we recorded. I think I know what you've been asking me. I think you know what I've been trying to say. And I ended it, and I said, someday we'll all be gone. Lullabies go on and on. They never die. That's how you and I will be. just like music will go on and on and on, a good piece of music, and that's my theory. That's where we go when we die. We go into somebody else's heart. And I was worried she was going to maybe get scared, but she understood it immediately. As soon as she heard it with the music, she goes, well, like the music. Like that will go on, so I'll go on. So that's right.
Music, in fact, does stick to the rules of simplicity. And that's probably why we often hear one tune that reminds us very much of another.
You know, I know some people who will sit down and say,
when I think I've written something which is simple and eloquent, I always say somebody had to have done this before. Uptown Girl. The essence of the composition is the... Could have been written in the 1800s, or the late 1700s. It's got the, what do they call that place? Alberti.
I mean, that's classical, the way you played it then.
Well, I heard a piece of music on the radio the other day on a classical station. And that was it, and it went somewhere else. It was Mozart. And I said, he wrote Uptown Girl. Maybe his relatives are going to come after me with a lawsuit, but I think almost everything within our scale, within our chromatic scale, pretty much been covered. It's really, at this point in composition, it's the intention and the attitude and the styling and the arranging and the production of it. But the series of notes, it's very hard to come up with a completely original series of notes which is melodic and simple. But I've stopped second-guessing where it came from. Sad music, when you're sad, can make you feel better. I don't know why that is. When you listen to the blues, you know, you... Oh, baby, I've been missing you all night long. Oh, baby. And I hear somebody singing that when I'm down and I'm missing somebody, and I'm sad. I listen to that, and I steep myself in it, and I wallow in it, and suddenly I feel better. It's almost like a grieving process. You have to give in to it.
The blues is so powerful, so emotional. So what's happening in the music? Well, much of its effect comes from the shift between major and minor keys.
This is a minor chord as opposed to the major chord is happier. Now, you actually raise the third to get the major, and that makes everything okay. And then when you go, all of a sudden, this drops the mood. Minor, it signals a darkness. Minor signals sadness. Minor.
It's a curious thing, though, isn't it? Why should a minor key be sad, and why should a major key be not sad?
Don't know, but it is.
Art, or even in life, will keep us guessing. A good melody will give us a moment of uncertainty, followed by a feeling of resolution, tension and release. And this is what we mean when we talk about being moved by a great tune. When you think of melodies, I mean, the great melodies do come from people. They don't come from machines.
Right.
But if you were to make a machine, a computer that would say, okay, write a tune for me. I'll give you these notes.
Here's the mathematical possibilities.
It wouldn't work. We know it wouldn't work. At least you'd have a tune, but it wouldn't be very good.
Well, the machine doesn't have a soul. And I think music is the language of the soul.
well, that's why I love it. It's because I've never learned.
Chords to a tune. In that piece by Stravinsky that Bobby McFerrin liked, there's no real tune. It's just a series of chords. Harmony is its sole component, but it's still very effective. But harmony can give a sense of melody to a tune that otherwise has little character of its own.
Listen to the melody without the chords and see if it moves you at all.
Not a great tune, really.
It's not setting me on fire, but put it with the chords. Harmony really is all that other stuff that's going on underneath that most people may not notice, but that really is doing all the work, I think. Because the melody's easy to hear, but the harmony is all those people that, you know, when somebody goes up on stage and they collect their Oscar or their Grammy and they thank all those people, well, the harmony is all those other people that they're thanking, because they really did it. Chords are, can imply strength, they can imply passion, they can imply masculinity as well as femininity. You put all these elements together and you've got a hormonal gasoline. I'd go to a party and they were always, you know, the boys were over here and the girls were over there, and the guy had, you know, really good hair or a sharp outfit on, or he had a nice car, or he knew how to dance better than I did, or he had a better line, you know, an intro line. Hey, blah, 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 my name is Bobby, and blah, blah, blah. And I'd kind of wander out of the party room, and I'd go around the house, and I'd see a piano. And I'd sit down just by myself, and I'd start to play the piano, and I'd just sit there and... And I'd look up, and there would be a girl. And I'd get back down into it and throw a little body language. And I'd look up again, there was another girl. And I'd think, this stuff is great. I didn't even have to talk. This spoke for